No, and I never will.
That's great.
All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry I've been away for a while. I've been sick, but I'm back, and I have this video to show you guys about this black woman who is gloating in her discrimination of black men in tech. I did a little research on this woman. She is she's in tech sales, to be specific, right? She's not a software engineer. She's not any kind of engineer. I think they call it a solutions engineer. She's really in tech sales, right? And this woman is basically gloating in the fact that she will not help black men get into tech in any way, shape, or form. Now, when I made this post, one of the first things I saw was a lot of black men rightfully being disgusted by this, right? Because we all see it for what it is, right? But you also had a few women who hopped up onto my post, and a couple simps as well, and I'm going to address them. I'm going to address all the counter arguments in this video about this post. One of the main counter arguments I got was, well, black men outnumber black women in tech, and we need more black women in tech, and blah 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 blah, right? And really the core of it was, why are you entitled to a black woman's help to get into your career field? First of all, let me go ahead and separate myself from this argument. I'm a software engineer. I'm a senior software engineer. I've been in this field for over 10 years. I can count on one hand how many black women I have encountered in software engineering, right? They might be in software sales, but they're never in software engineering, right? I've never been interviewed by one. I've never worked with one in any. The last time I've worked with one, I remember she cried to HR that the job was too hard and they moved her to the QA position, right? The black women are not working as software engineers in mass. You don't see them very often at all. So this is not an issue that really impacts me. I'm not being interviewed by these women. They're not making hiring decisions over me. Usually, the company I work for right now, there's only like 3 or 4 black people in my entire fucking company, right? And they're mostly black men. So in IT, probably a little bit more of an issue because, you know, you have a lot of women who are, you know, management IT roles, but in engineering, not so much, right? And sorry if you guys hear me sniffling and stuff. I'm still getting over this sickness. My issue with this is that black men, this has been happening in mass. I don't know what it is. Over the last few years, almost every week or month or so, a black woman gets on the platform and lets us know that she is openly willing to discriminate against black men. She's not willing to help black men get into their fields. They're not willing to mentor black men. They're not willing to straight up, some of them are straight up saying they won't hire them. They won't, you know, write recommendation letters for them, that they will hire black women before they hire black men in any capacity, even if the black woman is less qualified. This is what we're hearing. What we're hearing is discriminatory practices by black women against black men. My issue with this is black men are not doing this. They're not doing this in mass. That's my issue. My issue is that these same women who are discriminating against black men from getting into the tech field, if you look into their career background, they have probably had a black man that was integral to them getting into the tech field. And I'm talking specifically about tech. I don't want everybody coming in with their, well, I got a degree and all this other bullshit. No, I'm talking about specifically the tech field where black men outnumber black women 4-1, right? 4-1. It's not many black women in STEM. In the tech field, black men outnumber black women 4-1. I work with these brothers. These brothers are trying to get sisters in. They're giving sisters softball questions. That's why we had that girl at my company that I told y'all about who cried, went to HR, and they moved her to the fucking QA team because the job was too hard. She wasn't able to get work done and management was on her ass. It's because a black man let her into the company with softball technical interview questions. We're trying our best. We have been trying our best to get as many black women into the field as possible. Black men are not openly discriminating against these women, right? We believe in helping everybody get the tech, right? I talk to these brothers. I don't want to hear any cap, any gaslighting on this topic, trying to tell me otherwise. If you don't work in tech, if you don't shut the fuck up on this topic and let me cook, right? I've worked with dozens of brothers over the years. This is not happening in that. And I even had a black woman come up under this very thread and admit, and she said, the discrimination I faced was, what the fuck is this? The discrimination I faced was from the hands. From the hands. Let me see if I can search her. Her name was the Sexy Techie, right? Sexy Techie. Okay. I'm a black woman and I have been discriminated against by black females years ago when I was in the customer service field, which majority of them dominate. I never get hired if I was interviewed by a black female, and always got recruited and hired by other races and black men, right? When black women come into the door, we are giving these women softball questions. We're trying to help them in any way, shape, form, or fashion. We are literally doing the most to get women in the door. I've seen it happen time and time again. So it irritates me to see the same women that black men go out of their way to try to make sure get into this field, give softball questions, try to help them in any way, shape, or form, mentor them, whatever. It triggers me to watch them turn around and discriminate against the same demographic of men who have never discriminated against them when getting into technical fields. That is the part that's irritating me. It's not necessarily that they're discriminating against black men and getting into these fields, but it's the fact that a lot of these women have men who were integral to them being black men who were integral to them being in these fields in the first place, right? The other gaslighting feedback that I received about this video was that, oh, well, she's saying men. She's not saying all men. I mean, she's saying all men. She's not saying black men. See, you're trying to make this, you're trying to racialize this, and you're trying to say that she's saying she's discriminating against black men specifically. She's discriminating. Bro, what white man you know is going to a black woman for tech advice? Let's fucking keep it real, because the gaslighting around this topic is insane. What black man do you know is going to a black woman for career advice, to buy her courses, whatever the fuck she's selling? Are you kidding me? That white man is gonna go find I said white man, right? What white man do you know is doing that? Sorry, I don't know if I said white man before. What white man do you know is going to a black woman for career advice, technical advice, buy courses, whatever? They're going to a fucking white man before they go to a black woman. They'd even go to a black man before they go to a black woman. Are you fucking out of your mind? You really think the demo that pays attention to this woman is white men? You think that's her demo? This person is a tech influencer, right? She's a black tech influencer, and you're telling me that you believe that a black tech influencer's demo, her core demographic, is white men, so she's discriminating against white? Get the fuck out of here with that disingenuous bullshit. This is why I don't fuck with these people on Twitter, because they'll sit up here and lie directly in your face. This is why I do not fuck with these Twitter people, because they will sit up here and lie directly in your motherfucking face. Right? We know who her demographic is. We know why she worded it this way. I am one of the most antagonizing people on this platform, and I will admit that I make tweets purely to get up under people's skin. Sometimes shit that I don't even necessarily believe. I just want to, like, that's just kind of the core of my personality. I hate when people try to make this some like, oh, some psychological read, like, oh, there's something wrong with you, blah blah blah, all this bullshit. Bro, I like stirring the pot. It's fun to me. I like stirring the pot. It's fun, right? When I'm stirring the pot, I usually leave little outs for myself in the tweets that I make, in the posts that I make, so that if it goes too fucking crazy, I can sidestep and say, hey, well, you know, I didn't say black men, I said all men, you know. I didn't say that I wouldn't, I just said I don't dedicate it, right? Because she threw this in here too, dedicate, right? Nobody's asking you to dedicate your platform to black men, right? Like, we can read through this. We're not stupid. We have two fucking eyes. We could read between the lines and see what you're trying to say in the nicest, most, you know, socially aware way possible, right? You're trying to soften the blow. You're trying to say, well, it's not that I don't help black men in their fields. I just don't dedicate my platform to it. I don't believe for a second that anyone has asked you to dedicate your platform to black men. I believe that they seen a pattern on your page, so they said, hey, why do you only help black women? Why don't you help black men too? Right? And you took it to say dedicate, right? No, they're just probably asking you, why don't you also help the black men who's probably likely helped you get to where you are at in your career in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Somewhere down the line, you had a black man who's either your boss or something like that, who's helped give you a promotion. You had a black man who probably mentored you, inspired you to get to this field. Something, right? You had a black father in your life who probably helped inspired you to get into the field or something, right? One of the first jobs that I had was at some very, you know, low paying government job in software, and the black people, the black men in the field were very integral to my career growth, right? And I'd even say there was some black women in the field as well that was also very integral to my career growth. I can't sit up here and lie. So I would not openly discriminate against it. I mean, posts like this make me want to change, but it's like, I can't see myself openly discriminating against a demo who I know was helping me. But to be honest with you, the demo who helped me out was mostly black men, right? Some white guys too. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some white guys helped me a lot as well, right? One of my mentors is a white man, right? So that's that, right? They're saying they're gonna gaslight you with the dedicate. They say, well, she's in bed. If you press her enough on this, what she's gonna say, what she's gonna tell you is, well, I just said I'm not dedicating my platform to black men. That's all. They want me to dedicate my entire platform to them. I'm not gonna dedicate my. That's what she's gonna say. She's gonna gaslight you. We know what the fuck this means. Let's get into some of these comments. People are saying, you know, okay, thank you for stating your position. Since I'm not your target audience, it only makes sense to unfollow you given this development. Best wishes and keep up your work, blah, 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 right? Seeing black men upset in the comments is funny. You see, because why is the concept of closing the race gap understandable, but gender not? If anything, fight for, man, shut the fuck up. It's always women who's for this shit, right? But if a black man said the same thing, they would not be for that, right? They would not be for a black man saying, hey, let's just help black men, right? Let's just help black men. They'd not be for that. They'd have mad issue with that, right? But this is what it's going to become. I've been letting people on my platform know that, hey, you got to understand that black men, we outnumber black women 4-1 in STEM, 4-1, right? Most of us are in the senior positions, the hiring positions. We work somewhere on the hiring pipeline, right? Whether we're, you know, recruiting, conducting interviews, or direct hiring managers, the one who actually stamps the paper and makes the decision, right? If we all got on code, it would be a lot less black women in this field. That's all I'm gonna say on this topic, right? It would be a lot less, you know. if we practice the same thing that this woman has suggested right here, right, it would be a lot less in the field. That's just the honest truth. You are actually making no difference. Sincerely, the joke's on you. You disappointed me for real. Why was I now following you? I know an unfollow may not seem like much to you, but in all, you didn't try. Like, come on, bro. As a woman, I don't know how gender can make any difference in how I develop my potential. Does writing a DSA problem change because I'm a woman? Right. See, this woman has her head screwed on right. You know what I'm saying? She has her head screwed on right. But the vast majority of these women, they are in support of blatant discriminatory practices against black men. Keep in mind, like I said, I've been in tech for over 10 years. I got my first role as a junior developer when I was 17 years old. I've been doing this shit for a long time. I'm about to be 30 next year, right? These women in the tech field are usually using their money to buy Birkin bags. They're usually single and childless. I'm speaking specifically about tech women, right? Tech women, tech black girls are usually single and childless, right? And they use their money to buy Birkin bags and buy fucking G-Wagons and luxury cars, take luxury trips. They're clearing out their PTO banks, you know, 1/3 into the year, at most 2/3 into the year. They're not going into December with any PTO time left for that year because they're on trips, right? They're on trips. Their tickets are being reassigned to male developers on the team while they're on their PTO time taking trips. Because a lot of these women in tech are single and childless, right? Also worked in the medical space for a while, right? In the medical space, you see a lot more women with children, but I don't know what it is about the tech space. The tech space brings in a lot of black women who are single and childless. On the other hand, most of the black men I encounter are married, with children and with a family and with a wife who is financially reliant on them. That's basically my situation. I have a daughter. I have a girl who's financially reliant on me. A few of my close mutuals, especially Discord occupiers, they already know this about me, right? The thought that a woman in mass thinks that it's more beneficial for the black community to hire single, childless, boss babe black girls into the tech field to take these 6-figure salaries and splurge, you know, on bullshit, while there's a equally as qualified, if not more qualified, black man who has a family, right, that benefits from his income. Statistically, it's more likely that a black man has a family that benefits from his income, right? Statistically speaking, yes, right? It's crazy to me to think that a black woman would think that's a smart thing to do. That makes sense to, yeah, let's hire single, childless boss babes. That's more beneficial to the black community as a whole than putting a black man in position who's equally, if not more qualified, who has a family resting on his shoulder, has likely daughters, as a black woman who benefits directly from the income that he makes, right? It's insane. It's really insane. All right, so this guy pulled up, and a couple of my mutuals gave me the information about this guy. I hit the nail on the head. A lot of people told me that, yeah, he is a fence sitter, and he'll use pages like ours to basically play both sides, essentially. And he basically tweeted and he said nothing. Like, I don't know what the fuck this meant. He said, you niggas will do everything in your power to avoid class analysis so that you can justify blanket hatred of black women. rather than the systems that incentivizes both college educated black women and men to turn against their own, right? Keep in mind, he's responding to a post that I made about a black woman discriminating against black men. And this is his reply. His reply is that I just want to hate black women for having an issue with the same demographic of women that I would help get to that position, to take her new position that a man like me has helped her get there, either by mentoring her, showing her how to negotiate salaries, showing her how to go about technical interviews, showing her how to develop her portfolio, showing her how to develop a proper resume, sharing my resources with her on how to get high-paying jobs, where to find jobs at the entry level, junior level especially, because entry and juniors have some of the hardest time finding jobs. A woman like that, if I found out that I turned around and I found out that she was not willing to, 5 years later, I turned around and I'm seeing her post something like this, I would be fucking pissed, right? But this man used my post as an opportunity to so-called hold men accountable and say that I just want to hate black women because I am posting about a black woman who is openly gloating in her discrimination of black men in her technical field. I just want to hate black women for saying this. This is my problem with niggas like this. And I replied to him and I let him know. My problem with niggas like you is that you do everything in your power to keep the black gynocracy upholding. And I made a video about the black gynocracy that's been sitting on my computer for a couple days now, and I need to go ahead and get that out there, right? It's just a video that goes over a situation that happened that kind of just shows the black gynocracy in play. And I really suggest a lot of black men up their knowledge on the black gynocracy and do some research on this because it's insane. These black men will step in like white knights and shield women from all accountability, criticism. You can't say anything because in the black gynocracy, the black woman can't do no wrong. If you are criticizing a woman in any way, shape, form, or fashion, you are wrong. You are stepping out of line. Black mama can't, even though she was a crack fiend, she was still a black queen. This is what's been going on. You see the Usher shit the other day with Usher and Russell Wilson. I should make a video about that too. Sipping for fucking black women, right? This is what's happening all the time. All the fucking time. All the fucking time, right? You can't, every time you say anything about a black woman, here comes a fucking simp, right? Some social justice simp to tell you that something is wrong with you for having an issue with a black woman, right? Keep in mind, the black woman in question is talking about, he could have used his platform. This guy has 19,000 fucking followers on this platform we call X. He could have used his platform as an opportunity to say, damn, this is fucked up. Damn, I bet you there was a black man who was integral to this woman's career. Damn. You're talking about a system that incentivizes us to turn against each other. All right, so I want to jump in with some additional commentary. You see, these people use this system incentivizing black men and black women to turn against each other shit only to protect black women from criticism. And that's my issue, is that it's always disingenuous. I never see this argument used when they talk about brothers who's out here doing fuck shit, going to jail to protect these brothers from criticism. No, we can criticize these brothers. We don't talk about, oh, there's a system that incentivizes men to leave the households and not be fathers to their kids because the woman is a boss babe who wants to disrespect the man and do all this bullshit, right? We don't say, oh, that's a systematic reason. We say, no, that nigga's fucked up for abandoning his kid, right? But when it comes to these women, these niggas want to talk about, these pro-black simps want to talk about the systematics and the this and the that and the systematic oppression. They want to start systematicing you to death. That's my fucking problem with these niggas, is that the argument is deployed on disingenuous means. Nothing about that shit is genuine. They are full of shit, bullshit. And that's my editing commentary. And we're looking at the product of that right there. And you don't want to address it. You don't want to address it. You instead, you want to address me, who's calling out the bullshit. You want to address me, but you don't want to address it. Right? What are you doing? What do these niggas be doing? Because I've actually helped people get to 6-figure jobs in tech. I've actually helped. What do these niggas with the loudest voices and all these followers on Twitter, what the fuck do they be doing? That be my question, is what the fuck are you doing? You talking about systems that turn us against each other. Are you doing anything to correct that? Are you hiring? Are you helping? Are you giving softball questions to black people, help them get in the field? Are you showing people how to motherfucking, how to code, how to program, how to write resumes, how to go about studying leak code questions so you can pass technical interviews, how to go about behavioral interviews, how to fake the walk in a fucking negotiation so you can get higher salaries? Are you sharing this information with brothers? Because I have niggas who called me and cried and said, yo, you've helped me. I've had niggas who cried to me and say, yo, my life changed because of being around you, because you kept pushing me because you gave me the resources I needed. So I be wondering what the fuck these brothers with these loud ass voices be doing. I'm not gonna hold you. I be wondering what the fuck they doing, because they got a lot to say about another nigga, but I wonder what the fuck they doing. And I think I stepped on this nigga's neck, bro, because I let him know that I see through you. You're a fence sitter. And what these fence sitters will do, especially, you gotta realize that I see what's going on. I'm not a stupid guy. I am the black, this is the narrative about me on Twitter. I'm the black incel who, oh, no. I'm sorry, I'm not black. I forgot. I'm the white supremacist incel who hides behind a fake, AI generated profile picture, which is AI generated. It actually, strangely enough, looks a lot like me. Thicker beard, but it is an AI generated profile picture. You are an anonymous white supremacist troll hiding behind an AI profile picture incel, right? Who makes a bunch of cuck tunes, memes, whatever the fuck they be calling these, Keisha tunes, incel memes, right? Incel propaganda to basically hate on black women. That's my image on Twitter, right? That's my image. Just because I'm anonymous, because I have a high paying career and I'm not about to let people try to dox me and ruin my life and my family's life, right? Because you see, I understand why you fence it, because your face is on there. You know how these people get down on Twitter. But don't try to use me as the sacrificial lamb to basically uphold your fence sitting, because that's what happened. Is that they'll use pages like mine to virtue signal and say, see, look, I hold the black men accountable, right? They got to get those posts off monthly so that they don't anger the black gynocracy, right? These niggas will tweet everything we're tweeting. They'll say everything that I say in my fucking post. They'll say everything word for word. They'll say, they'll use the same lingo. They'll use the same fucking shit. Same fucking shit. But then they'll come around and come to your page, a smaller page, and get their audience to motherfucking, to dogpile you and say, look, see, and then point at you and say, look, see, look, black women, see, I'm holding black men accountable too. Right? I know the game far too well. These women get on this platform every fucking day and tell us that they when they get in positions of power, they're gonna discriminate against us. They won't hire us. They won't write recommendation letters. They won't do this. They won't do that, right? Despite the fact that black men are not doing the same in return, right? It's a one-way discrimination. It's, hey, we're going to help you. We're going to help black women. Black women are saying, no, we're going to discriminate against you. You help me, but I'm discriminating against you. It's a one-way discrimination line, right? He doesn't reply after this, right? And niggas who follow me, my mutuals, shout out to y'all, because I seen y'all running down that nigga's fucking feed, and he avoided all that smoke. He was like, he probably didn't expect a small page like mine to have that many people willing to go to war about some of the shit that we're saying, right? So shout out to you guys. I seen y'all definitely stepping on proper timing about this subject. But yeah, that's really all I have for this video. This is insane. To sum it up, my issue is that the discrimination is only one way. It's not that I'm saying that we're entitled to these black women to do anything. I hate that word. I hate that they're trying to make this out to be that when it's not that. It's that black men have been helping black women get into the field, are helping, are mentoring black women, are doing whatever they can to help black women get into the field. But when black women get into the field, they discriminate against the same demographic that are open to helping black women get into the field. It just doesn't make sense. And then they'll also discriminate against certain kinds of black women, because as you saw with the Sexy Techies post, she plain out said it. She said, look, I've faced discrimination by the hands of a black woman, but never a black man. Don't let these women come in here and try to change that narrative, because we know that to be true. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.